Everyone. All right, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining our weekly book review. All right, thank you for joining our weekly book review. Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. We started this review some weeks back by introduction that was taken by Moradeo. And then we had lesson 1 of part 1. Which was your attitude is your window to the world. And we had a lesson 2, you are a human magnet. And today we'll be having a lesson 3 of the part 1. And Moradeo Anifalaje will be taking us through this review. Moradeo, please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Oh, fantastic. So you'll be taking us through lesson 3, picture your way to success. So I'll yield the mic to you now to take us through. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Solomon. Thank you, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, Moradeo. We can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you too.
Okay. All right. So I'll be taking the lesson 1.3, which is picture your way to success. And yes, the part is you must clearly see something in your mind before you can do it, right? But then, people usually say things like, oh, seeing is believing, yada, yada. And I belong to the school of thought that you must actually believe so much in something to see it come to fruition. Making the mental pictures in your mind, envisioning things, envisaging that, okay, this is how I want my life to be, this is how I want things to unfold. It first of all starts in your mind, and the more you believe in it, the more you see and focus on doing things that would make everything come in alignment. So reading through the book, it was talking about childhood, like mental pictures, mental images that are being formed. Let's say, for instance, people get criticized when they're younger, or like things get to happen to them and they just take it, it forms who they now become. And that's sort of like transcend to everything that their life unfolds to. So it's more like, oh, because I was bullied, I don't see myself as enough, because I feel like I've been timid, maybe I don't think I can achieve so much. For example, for me, like starting out as a child, I feel like my natural inborn trait would be like a very shy person, like very timid. I would literally not be able to look people in the face because, I was really shy. Not like I didn't know so much, no, but then like I was like a champion in my house, but I would go out and just be in my shell. I don't want to speak to anybody. But then like the part that speaks to taking responsibility for your picture, like your mental, make the mental images in your mind, like that part that speaks to having the movies and having all those things. I think for me, I had to take responsibility of how I interpreted those pictures. I made those movies in my mind. I told myself that, yes, my natural trait might be a very shy person, but I can't go into the world and challenge status quo. I can't be in the world and like, change the world with me being in my comfort zone. I needed to speak up. I needed to be confident. And that's where I had to start taking responsibility that, yes, so things might be the way I am, but I cannot let that, be the trajectory where I will now start living my life like onwards. So it needed for me to take responsibilities. It needed for me to change the way I saw life, because, it also speaks to like, if you had some notions before where there were some limitations, or where people had some sort of perception about you, and then you just take it on like that, you don't want to change it, then that means if you don't create new mental pictures, if you don't create new movies in your mind, you will keep on going back to the old ones that were existing, and you keep on believing the same things. If you do not try to change those movies that are in your mind. And it just to let us know that you would become what you believe eventually. If you do not try to create new pictures in your mind, if you do not try to use these visualization aids to, make your life better, see that, oh yes, this is who I want to be. You start. So for me, I feel like I had so much that I wanted to do. For me, I like to draw, I like to sing, I'm a very artistic person. So if you ask me when I was younger, I'd say I want to be an artist. But then I found myself in science class. My parents were like, oh, you could be an engineer, yada, yada. And I went to study electrical engineering. And somehow, I eventually told myself that even if it's not something like I really wanted to do, I would have to excel in this because this was what I was doing at the moment, right? So I came out, I passed. When I was done with school, I told myself, when next serve after service, I saw myself that I was going to get a job immediately. And it happened. Like at every point in my life, I feel like I always took time to see myself in what I was trying to do next. So the thing that I wanted to do would not have even come through yet, but I already saw myself in it. I remember my first interview with Stanbic, and then it was like more like, oh, it's time for your interview, like in some minutes time. And I knew that it was 11:30. They said it was a panel interview, and I'd already envisioned myself with people taking turns to ask me questions, and I'm like, this is how I'm going to answer, depending, not even knowing the specific questions that are going to be asked. And I'm like, okay. And the interview came, I aced it, and I was like, oh, like it wasn't surprising because it was more like I already saw it. Like I already knew that I was going to get to the next stage and all of those things like that. In my life right now, I feel like I still have goals, dreams, where I want to be 5 years time, where I want to be 4 years time. And I'm like, oh, I already see myself in these spaces. I already see myself speaking to people about how I navigated different phases in my life and all of those things. So I think it all comes from the mind. And, a part also says that imagination is more important than knowledge. And it's so true because most times you have to dare to dream. You have to dare to, envision that there's something more to your life, that you can be all that you can be by taking the necessary steps, believing that you can be those things, building structures in place that will aid you to achieve those dreams. And trust me, so long as you can believe it, you'll be able to do it. So I also like to speak to the parts that struck me, which was where he says that it goes both ways, in the sense that, you feel as though it's just having the right mental picture and visualizing your life to go whichever way that you think is best, or you think that is what you make you a successful person. But then if you also do not think of things positively and keep thinking of the negative things, whereby you're like, oh, I can never make it, there's nothing good that can come out of me, that is what you eventually become. Because you're limiting yourself, you're being your own limitation. Even when people want to believe in you, it takes even you believing in yourself to see different things come into fruition for you. So if you're someone that is so, pessimistic, if you're someone that you don't believe that there's more that can come out of you, you end up being your biggest critic, and you would never want to even do anything. So you've already told yourself that you can't do anything, and that's what's going to come to you. But if you find yourself, even knowing that, yes, you might have fears, you might have uncertainties and all of these things, but so long as you can keep on going and tell yourself that you can get there, you can make it, and not just by saying it alone, but like doing the necessary hard work, reading, making research, improving yourself, achieving and acquiring more skills, you'd get there. Because that's the way to actually achieve success. You've painted the kind of life that you want. You're somewhere right now, but that's not, it's just like a means to an end. You know that this is more, there's more that you can achieve. You're here to gather experience. You keep on growing in your career. This is where you want to achieve. Maybe you want to be the CEO. You're already picturing yourself. You're already dressing like it. You're already looking like it. You're already speaking like it. You're already having people in your space, in your inner circle, that think like you, or think even more than you. You have mentors. You have people that you look up to. the sky is the starting point, really, because you don't see anything that can limit you. You're just like a bird that will keep flying and going higher and higher and soaring like an eagle. So as saying says, I would like to leave you guys with this, like, you should all dare to dream. And if you keep on imagining and envisioning different things that can do to help yourself, be a better person and succeed, you keep painting those pictures, paint them as colorful as they can be, and you see that those imaginations will help you to be like a ladder that can get you to have greater success in life. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Kenke Morenike. Thank you for that review. And I think you really did a good job in reviewing that this lesson for us, lesson 3, which is picture your way to success. And I think I got some things that you said, and even based on your story, I could also reflect it on the starting of this particular lesson where there was an interview of Celine Dion. All right, that interview asking Celine Dion if she ever imagined herself getting to the extent of success that she currently have in the world when she was very little, and she said yes. All right, so and mental movie from childhood, these whole things affects us. But what struck me actually also in this lesson was Jeff Keller saying that we should, as in, create new pictures. All right, that particular list actually took me back to start reflecting that whatever it is that you're coming, whatever background you're coming from, whatever movie you have or picture or visualization you have coming to this extent, now you've read the book, you should start creating new pictures. You should start thinking what you want to become. All right, start thinking from now to the next phase of your life what you want to become. And he also said we should write a check to yourself. All right, so captivating, write a check to yourself, saying, put what you want to see on the paper or in a sticker or even in your door. All right, write it down. I also visualize how we do it. I think in Nigeria here at the beginning of every year, a lot of us will go right, okay, what are my goals? What do I want to do for the year? And these things are actually very, very key. All right, what you write, you should follow up with it. It happens both ways. If you visualize it, if you go negative, it may actually start forming in the way things happen to you. So Jeff was practically trying to motivate us in this book. With this book, actually, it was more of a motivation and drawing us back to ourselves and letting us know that we can actually become whatever we want to become. The power is in us. The power is in your mind. The power is with you. If you can think it, you can become it. So I don't want just me and Morenike to just take over all the conversation. So we'll also yield the floor for our members if for comments and what you got from reading this particular lesson. What inspiration did you get, and how was the reviewer session? What lesson did you take from the reviewer session? If you have comments, you can indicate your virtual hand. I can't see any hand yet.
Folashade is raising her hand.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Kazim. Folashade, please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening,
everybody. Thank you very much for that review. It was very nice. Like, I was so inspired listening to you, Marinike. Thank you very much. And I just wanted to add that um when I was reading that part, the book about dreaming, like creating new pictures. I can remember when I was learning evocation, and then I had always known, like since when I was young, I'd always known that, oh, I had wanted to work in an office. Like, I wanted to dress cool. Like, I want to wear a suit. I want to, that was the kind of life I wanted for myself. I always told people around me that I was going to I was not going to live like this. I was not going to do this. I was just doing this for the time being. But as I grew and a lot of things started to change, I started seeing things differently. Then now I'm realizing that I'm now creating new pictures in my mind that, okay, this is what I want to do. That vocation that I was saying that I don't want to I don't want to work with when I was younger. Now I'm in the university, I'm still in the university, and I'm working towards my goal of, wearing a suit, going to the office and all those stuff. But still, I having these new pictures in my mind that, okay, I want to have my own fashion line. I want to have my own company, and I'm already picturing how big I want it to be. Like, I'm already picturing my products. Who are the people that I'm going to, you know, and I'm kind of working towards it because I already have my own brand and all those stuff. So I'm just saying that the concept of having those pictures in your mind will really push you to do what you want. They will push you to taking steps to get there. It's not just by like many people visualize normal, like we visualize, we think about things, and but some of us, we don't work towards it. We don't even, but having that picture, like, okay, this is where I want to be, this is what I want to do. And then he said something about the person that had this notes on their bumper, I owe, and then the person is always in debt. And like, if you're going to work with that kind of mentality, like I owe, like you always owe, because it's not even freaky if you want to owe another person. You be like, I already owe people, so let me just owe this another person. Let me just owe this new person, so it's not going to be a problem. And so it's just a way of telling us that our mentality, like the way we think, the way we see things, the way we picture things, is a way of it's kind of, it's still our attitude. Like, he also said that is that kind of person is even throwing more dirt on their attitude window, and the attitude window will never get clean if person continues like that. So it's just, I think that's all what I want to say. Hello.
Thank you very much, for Lashadi. Thank you very much. Okay, so another thing that struck me in the book was, he said you are the producer, director, scriptwriter, lighting coordinator, costume designer, artistic director of your own mental movies. All right. So if there's anything we take away, sometimes we just look at our lives. Like Folashadi said, she was looking at having corporate dressing and everything, and today she's seen herself having her own fashion home as well. So everything you become, Jeff is telling us that you can actually, like I said earlier, you can become whatever you want to. It's in your hand. You can think it, you can become it. Okay, we have Moses' hand up. Moses, please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Murenike and Solomon, for that. That was amazing, actually. That was fantastic. My own contribution or my own perspective to this would be to talk about movies generally, right? Because all of us we have seen movies, like whether you are the Odunlade kind of movie, or you are the Fast and Furious Netflix kind of movie, you've seen it. And you see some characters, and from the beginning of the movie, you know this is going to be a funny movie. You see Odunlade, and you know I'm going to laugh so much in this movie. And then you see some characters, you know this movie is going to be action-packed, right? It just makes me realize that some of the movies that we act in our life, in our head, that we need to take charge of those scripts and start to imagine better characters in those scripts, better scenarios, better sequences, what scene am I going to play in this movie at this stage? When it gets to the next stage, what scene am I going to play? What is my role here? And I kind of want to link it back to what Folashade said. At different stages in your movie, your character may change, your characteristics may change. your role may change, may evolve, not necessarily change, it may evolve. So as much as you are mentally picturing yourself, you must also learn to be dynamic so that you keep growing in role. You may start as maybe a side character, and then eventually you end up becoming the role player. You end up becoming, like Folashadi said, the CEO of your company. You end up becoming, you may start thinking, I want to just be a worker. I want to just be one of the staff in a corporate organization. And before you know it, you are leading the company to thrive across various boundaries and continents. So always have that mindset that you are playing and acting and directing your movie in your head. So as you are going, as you are living your everyday life, what is my role here? How am I going to fit into this role? What is required of me to take responsibility to act and to display that role, right? If you need to wear a three-piece suit to work, come on, let's get on it. Wear your tuxedo and match. Like, even when the CEO sees you, like, you're saying, be like, okay, did we employ another director yesterday or something? You get me? So, like, it just makes me realize that movies are actually going on in our lives, like, daily. And we just need to pay attention and play the role. Right? Thank you so much. Cheers. Well done. Well done. Fantastic.
Musa Dada.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. So, thank you so much for the review, Morenike and Solomon, and every other person here. So, what I just want to say is there is one part of the book that was very relatable to me, where he said it works both ways. And there's this thing about me here. My community of people that I work with, we are freelancers, and there's this thing we usually used to do. If someone keeps complaining about him getting a job cancellation and the likes, we keep telling the person, please don't say it here. And it is as simple as, if the person keeps saying it, you start having it in your head that when I get a job, it might cancel. When I get a job, it might cancel. And before you know it, you get a job. No matter what effort you put, it will just cancel for one reason that might not even be genuine. So basically, it works both ways also. So if you are going to be having a positive attitude, when the negative comes, push it out, give it a clear picture. So that's why it is. The book also said, like, we should create new movies. So when you're having negative movies, change your script, write a new movie. So the book was very nice, relatable, and thanks for the review also. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Musa. Thank you, Moses, for helping us relate it to agile way of life that it could be dynamic. All right, for every phase of our life, there are changes that could occur, and we should be flexible in adapting to those changes. Also, he said, relax and involve your senses. All right, relax. He said, relax. Whatever it is that as you are transiting these phases, relax, involve your senses. All right, bring it together. Put some things down. Write things down. Involve your script. All right, bring your A game to it and achieve it. That's what I was saying, that bring your A game to it, achieve it. It's not about what is currently happening, what you're currently going through. It's about the picture. All right. The last speaker said in their cycle, they try as much as possible not to welcome those negativities, so that you always see the positive. Jeff was trying to paint that picture to us. When I saw that it happens in both ways, I was like, oh, okay. Whatever you are saying can also have that impact in you, that I owe. Yes, you are paying what you are owing, but you're also seeing yourself still owing again. All right. Musa Dada just painted that picture to us, that no matter what they do, they find themselves losing that particular engagement. And it's what the book was really trying to speak to us and encourage us against. Do we have comments from
I think I should just share one or two things. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Okay,
and thank
Kazim,
you.
please go ahead.
Ken Morenike. Thank you so much for that fantastic contribution. It was really, really awesome. Thank you so much, Morenike, and bringing your experience into this really shaped the review. So from my end, I think the first thing I will add to it is having positive interpretation to your movies, either in the past or what's currently happening to you, right? And this is very critical because there are cases where the movie will actually be bad, to be negative, but you have an opportunity to interpret it in a positive light that will still add value to you. And he cited an instance, for example, okay, don't let me even use Jeff Keller. Let me use something that practically happened in the office, right? We had a delay on a deliverable, and we said there were delays, right? There were delays is different from saying we are waiting feedback. They are both saying exactly the same thing. Delays is communicating fear and concern, while we are waiting feedback is just that, oh, maybe somebody is holding on to stuff. Who is the person? Let the person release it as against, hey, there's a problem, right? So positive interpretation is key. The second one is to emphasize what Moses said, and that was the fact of being agile in the way we think about things, right? Folashade, thank you for that insight, telling us that you were visualizing yourself as an office person, and now it's as if that concept is changing to becoming a business owner. So you also said, Jeff said it, that you might have a fuzzy image of what you want to be, right? So there are times you are not very clear about it from the beginning, right? It might be hazy, might be not really clear, but whatever you are striving towards must be towards excellence, right? So it might be, I want to be a millionaire, thinking that wearing suits, wearing all sorts of that, and resuming 8 to 5 will give you that cash. At the end of the day, it might be owning your business that will give you that same cash, but at least you are clear that you are working towards excellence and you will achieve it. And lastly, I want to mention is about relaxing in this dream and in this movie. He painted a scenario of all of us, busy world, pressing phone. You cannot really be painting a long-term movie or directing your movie with pressing phone, right? Or while watching movies, right? You need to have some sense of, will I say, calmness in dreaming, right? On a daily basis, we have the way we do things, but in really dreaming about the future, you need to be calm about it. So he's saying you need to have some time to yourself where you painted the scenario in your couch, stretching your leg, closing your eyes, and all of that. So all of these things are things that helps your thinking capability and make you better in the way you picture or visualize whatever is going to be happening to you. And lastly is, sometimes some of us might start thinking that, all of this thing is just like, oh, it's not possible. There's so many times you visualize things and they didn't happen. Yeah, it's an effort towards the result, which is for you to visualize. If you get it, good enough. If you don't get it, at least you are still making that genuine effort. So those are the areas I just want to mention. And I want to thank everyone. Solomon, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kazim, for your contribution. Having positive interpretations to our movies. We are 2 minutes away from closing the review session, and I will actually leave us with the last highlight of Jeff Keller. He said, light, camera, and action. All right, for every lesson that we learn, that we review, we have to also take action, right? From this review, we have to take action and say, okay, from now, I will take this approach in how I interpret my movie. Like Kazim said, we should be positive, all right? We should be positive. No matter how the movie is coming into our mental mind, we should be positive about it. We should bring out the positive aspects of the movie, look at it, review it, come up with the positivity of it, and then move with it, take action, all right? Take action at all times. And I will also encourage us to also follow us on our social platform, all right? We are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, now X, and Instagram, even on LinkedIn as well. So follow us there, review the recording, put your comments there. Let's engage each other on social media as well. just engage and talk what the book is doing to us, how we are engaged, how we are seeing the picture, the actions we are taking on those books. Let's go to our social media platform and time to time drop comments there. There will always be someone there, someone in there to also comment and respond to comments. Thank you very, very much for. Thank you all very, very much for joining. Thank you, Morenike, for that wonderful. Oh, okay,
Solomon.
okay.
Yeah.
Morenike, please go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to say that while we might have obstacles or challenges, even when we try to dream and we're working towards achieving our goals, I think there's one thing that we should not do. We should not internalize our struggles and the challenges. As Kazim has rightly said, that we should positively interpret things. We should learn that, yes, a day might not go well, but you should not internalize it so much that or maybe the morning wasn't going well and then the rest of the day has to go bad. Like whatever it is that comes as a challenge, overcome it is an ordeal, you jump over it and everything will keep getting better. So on your quest to, create better mental pictures, always be sure to know that don't internalize everything that does not go your way or that does not go well. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.